those stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
It looks good, doesn't it? The Force is finally with us. The latest Star Wars movie is one of the most anticipated films in recent history. Some fans are camping outside for days to see the return of Chewbacca, Han Solo and Princess Leia. Now, for more on this, CNN's Money's Frank Pallota from New York, who was lucky enough to see the film last night. Frank, without giving too much away, does it live up to the hype?
Somehow, some way, it lived up to its intergalactic hype. It was everything that a Star Wars fan would want, and it's the best one since the original trilogy in the mid-'80s. And it even makes the prequels, which was kind of hokey, pretty much an afterthought. So there's nothing to complain about from me.
Excellent, that's good to hear. So we see Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, the original actors from the original Star Wars films, working with a lot of mostly unknown actors. How did they work well together?
That was one of the best parts about the film, is that these old actors like Han and Leia and Chewbacca even fit in perfectly well, almost surprisingly seamlessly, with these new actors like Daisy Ridley and John Boyega. There was life in Carrie Fisher's performance and Harrison Ford. It really fit in, and it felt like a continuation from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I heard someone wrote Princess Leia was like the grandmotherly figure in this film a little bit.
She is. She's the general, but she's a general grandmother, I guess you can say.
Now, talk to us about the special effects and the action scenes, because the promo certainly looks amazing.
The special effects are really spot on, and J.J. Abrams did a really, really great job of having a limit on computer-generated effects and a mixture of practical effects. So it doesn't feel like it was shot in a warehouse. It felt like it was shot on sets. It felt like it was shot in the desert and on these forest planets that it is on. And from the beginning of the movie, literally from the opening line of the film, in the opening scroll, the movie takes off, no pun intended.
And talk to us about the secrecy of all of this. Clearly, like, there's a lot of hype, a lot of people interested in seeing this film, and we've seen a lot of promotion. How do they keep the plot under wraps?
Well, perfect example. Last night, I went to the screening in New York City. I couldn't tell anyone when I was going to see it, where I was going to see it. They confiscated my phone for the entire showing, and I couldn't even give away any plot points or spoilers, even though I wouldn't, in my review that went up last night at 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time in the United States.
Wow. Well, there's certainly a lot at stake. I'm looking forward to see this film. Thanks so much for joining us, Frank.
Thank you.
And of course, for all our viewers, you can read Frank Pallotta's review of Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and what he thinks about the new cast. That's at money.cnn.com. Well, that does it for this edition of International Desk. I'm Lynda Kinkade, but don't go anywhere. World Sport with Alex Thomas is up next.